kay ako ang tigdumala sa pagatod sa mga bisita sa ilang padulngan. Siguruhon ako malimpyo ug maayong pagka-disinfect ang sakyanan. Importante nga safe ug secure ang akong mga pasahero. This is my role, my goal.
Sinusundo namin ang guests galing airport, dinadala sa Crimson Welcome Center, at doon nakaparada ang speedboat na magdadala sa guests sa Crimson Boracay.
Sinasanitize namin ang touchpoints ng buong speedboat, upuan, at life jacket para siguradong disinfected at safe. Ina-advise din namin ang guests tungkol sa safety procedures while riding a speedboat. This is my role, my goal.
Bilang guard, prioridad mi ang seguridad at kaligtasan dareng tao keng hotel. Bayo milog ang guest o ang empleyado, siguraduhan ko na dumalan niya keng foot sanitizing mat, metal detector at temperature check. Handa kami rin umaksyon kareng emergency situation keng hotel. This is my role, my goal.
We have implemented a contactless check-in and check-out system. We make sure all items such as keycards and ballpens are clean and sanitized by using our UVL cabinets. Moreover, we assist all guests with their inquiries through Crimson Cares and Quest Genius Hotline. This is my role, my goal.
We make sure that all rooms and public spaces are spotlessly clean, disinfected, and safe. We use hospital-grade disinfectants and an electrostatic spray to clean surfaces. We go through rigorous trainings on cleaning standards to ensure we are effective. This is my role, my goal.
All of our booking equipments are properly sanitized and disinfected regularly. We are very careful in food handling. We make sure to wash our hands constantly. This is on top of making food delicious and safe. This is my role, my goal. And make sure that the restaurant is sanitized. And food is delivered to the guests safely. This is my role, my goal.
With our culture of clean and target zero campaigns, we assure our guests with a worry-free and enjoyable experience when visiting any Crimson and Quest hotel.
For an industry that thrives on empathy and human connection, we cannot get away with face-to-face interaction.
But we will make every effort to ensure both our guests and staff will be able to do so safely.
We conducted consistent trainings with our associates in order to elevate our sanitation and disinfecting protocols.
Expect more personalization and safety in all aspects with a touch of extra personal care.
Rest assured you will be in a safe and sanitized room when choosing to stay in any Crimson and Quest hotel.
Our signature Filipino hospitality with exceptional service await your return.
Together
Together with all our associates, this is my role, my goal.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon and welcome to Candid with Chroma. As you know, we do our Candid web talks almost 2 times a month series to keep everybody informed, updated, entertained, and to stay positive during this time of pandemic. This afternoon, we have invited a guest from the world of entertainment, the world of music. And our topic today is called Singing Through This Pandemic. So let me welcome our guest for today. To start off, our first guest is one of the country's most versatile and sought-after international multi-awarded performing artists. She's an actress for theater, television, cinema, a singer, and also a host and a talent manager. But her most important role in life is really to be a wife to a celebrity chef and a mother to 3 beautiful children. Please welcome Carla Guevara Laforteza. Hello, Carla. Hi.
Hey, Carmela. Thank you for having me.
Yes, of course, and thank you for saying yes. You know, the first time I met Carla, if I remember, was at Crimson Mactan.
Yes.
For those who didn't know, Carla's husband, celebrity husband, Godfrey, used to be our executive chef at the Crimson Mactan, and he was also behind the creative concept of our Azure Beach Club. So I miss Godfrey, Carla. Sabi mo
he misses you guys too. We miss you guys. We miss the beach. We miss the fresh air.
Now you're all in Manila. At least you're all together now.
Yes, that's what's important. I mean, that was the main reason why he had to go back to Manila, is for our family to be together.
Correct. Okay, welcome again. Our next guest is an award-winning singer, songwriter, actor for theater, television, and film. He also played the lead in the most recent phenomenal hit musical, Ang Huling El Bimbo. Oy, I watched that. And that was staged at the Resorts World Manila. He is also a mainstay of ABS-CBN's Ang Provinciano. And recently, he also just came home from working as a full-time international performer for Hong Kong Disneyland and Universal Studios Japan. Please welcome Gian Magdangal. Hi, Gian.
Hello, hi. It's really glad to be here.
Yes, thank you for squeezing us into your schedules.
No, of course.
Last but definitely not the least, our next guest is a multiple award-winning actress and singer, renowned across the world for her powerful voice and perfect pitch. She is a Tony Award winning role in Miss Saigon, and in addition to the Tonys, she has also won the Olivier, Drama Desk, Outer Critics Circle, and Theatre World Awards in the field of musical theater. She was also the first Asian to play Eponine in the musical Les Miserables on Broadway and returned to the beloved show as Fantine in the 2006 revival. Please welcome the one and only Ms. Leia Salonga. Hi, Leia.
Hi, Carmela. Thanks for having me. It's good. I'm good to be here.
Yeah, kumusta na? How's the mother?
Naman. The mother is good. She was asking about you and I told her that I would be speaking with you today. So she sends her love, wondering how you're doing.
Yeah.
She's 82 years old and is still concerned about how's everybody doing. So yeah, her mind is still sharp. So
I'm sure.
So when basta I mention somebody that she knows and she responds right away, that's a good sign that she's still here with us in mind as well as in body and spirit.
Yeah, I just wanted to share with everybody. You know, Leia and I, the first time I met Leia naman was I think that was the first time that Miss Saigon premiered in the Philippines, right?
Yeah.
Leia?
Yeah,
and,
that was in
2000 something, early 2000.
Yeah, 2000.
Yeah, so I met Leia because they stayed when I was still with the Hyatt Regency Manila, we were the official hotel for Miss Saigon Philippines.
Yeah.
And I was so happy with that because it was a big account. The whole cast, international, local cast, stayed with us, of course, including Leia.
Yeah, it was just so much easier to stay there rather than have to go all the way back to Quezon City where I was living at the time.
And, yeah,
and then and then go all the way to the CCP. That was just way too big a commute. And for a role like that, you need as much rest and as much sleep as you can get.
Correct. And that was for 6 months. For 6 months, I think.
Yeah, I was only in it for half of the run, and then I had to return to New York to close out the run there.
Yeah, yeah. So that was your first Kim role, right? For Miss Saigon, if I'm not mistaken.
The first, well, yeah, I'm the first Kim
London.
ever. So yeah, so it was London. Yeah, so, yes, first Kim ever. So I have a feeling Carla's gonna laugh.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry. First Kim ever.
Yeah.
And then after that, I remember seeing Leo Valdez.
Leo Valdez. Will Chase came to do it here.
Yeah.
Whole bunch of really, really wonderful performers that flew in from the UK. John Briones, who ended up playing the engineer in the revival in London and on Broadway, was in the ensemble and was also Leo Valdez's alternate. So I got to do a lot of shows as Kim against John's engineer. And he was, even back then, he was already amazing. And when I got to see him finally do it in London as the leading man of the show, it felt like a big full circle moment for him, and he was excellent, he was stellar, and he was just such a superstar on that stage. And it made me feel so proud that we got to start the show, and that our legacies, I guess, as members of the original company are cemented. But for him to be part of that revival company, it was like, oh my God, you're my friend, I'm so proud of you. And he was just fantastic.
Yeah. And then my other memory of Leia, every time I move hotels, I moved to the Intercontinental, and we had this big relaunch when the Ayalas renovated the Intercon. We had to relaunch it. Of course, I got the Leia Salonga to be in the show. So that was the second time, and that's where I met your mom.
Yeah, right.
Your mom, I think, was already at Diet, but I had more collaboration with your mom at the Intercon.
Oh, she fell in love with you. So that's why when I mentioned your name, right away, she's like, oh, how is she? And yeah.
Yeah, the Intercon. So after all those glorious years, I know you've been traveling. Let's start already. You've been traveling, local, international, a lot of shows, recording, television, movies even. And then came Corona. So how is life now, and how do you keep yourself busy and positive despite the situation now? Leia.
Well, okay, for me, well, I was gonna say, Carla makes all of these cooking videos. Yeah, I think everybody is coping with COVID in their own way. I mean, at first, nobody really knew what it was. Nobody really knew what it meant. So, people were just kind of going about their lives and hoping that it would just resolve on its own. Well, clearly that did not happen, and so we are still in some sort of quarantine situation. I have not left my house since March 12, 13. Yeah, I mean, I go outside of my house, but I don't
even
go past the gate. No, Rob does that. Yeah. Rob does that. He'll bring the cook with him. He's already been out to play golf and whatever else, but I've just opted to stay home because also at the time I had a hospital stay in March, bad bacterial infection. And so for me, I didn't want to test my immune system, especially not right away. So I needed to stay home. I needed to get well. But yeah, and I tend to be a homebody anyway. I think as a function of my job that I need to, not just rest, but to kind of, I guess, preserve my own sanity. So I tend to stay home a lot, even in the best of times.
Even in normal.
But yeah, even normally. So I wasn't, I wasn't really somebody that was, that was for going out, unless it was a nice dinner at a really nice restaurant.
Or show.
With friends, and I mean that's that, or a show, or for work.
Yeah.
But at home, when you're like grounded, and there's really nothing else you can do. I mean, you try to kind of find ways to entertain yourself at home. So it's a lot of video games, a lot of watching series that are streaming via various streaming services, reading up on the news, catching up with friends, a lot of Zoom conferences like this one, game nights, and baking. And yeah, like.
Oh, you bake?
Yeah, I bake. I mean, what was the first thing I had to do? My husband challenged me to make soufflés. Wala lang, katuwaan
that's
lang.
hard, huh? That's very hard.
It's hard. It's hard to get it until you get it, and then it's consistent. And so far, I've been able to consistently get those soufflés to rise, and they taste really good. I think so. It was like figuring out and experimenting. How do I keep these things consistent? So it's really watching when you're. Yeah, so it's really watching those egg whites and making sure that they only rise to the right point. Yeah. So, and then also folding it, and you get a pretty good arm workout from folding soufflés. Yeah, like my shoulders start to ache after a while. Either that or I'm just woefully out of shape. But yeah, so there's that, and then I moved on to leche flan because my grandmother used to make them, and my mom would be parang the arbiter of, does it taste good? Is it fine? And then finally she said, it tastes not like your grandmother's. So you got it already. So don't change anything.
After a while.
It took a few, maybe 3 or 4 to get it right. And yeah. So many of the recipes I was looking at were like a little too sweet. And that seemed to be the feedback I was getting also here at home. Then you pull back on the sugar and you realize you don't really need that much. And
it's too much.
It's fine. And then now it's bread. So like third time's a charm, like second, third time's a charm usually. And like the third time I bake a loaf of bread, it was like, okay, that's it. Okay na yan. That's it. That's the recipe. That's how we're doing this. And yeah, it's fun and it's great. And it's great when you have, it's great. I would recommend kneading by hand only because if you have any frustrations or anger or any, bottled up, if you have any like bottled up emotion, it's like 10 to 15 minutes of it. So you can like slap this thing around, punch it, throw it against your surface and just get your hands dirty and get really in it. Like the first time I did it by machine, the satisfaction level is not the same as when you do it with your hands. You slap it, you punch it, you hit it, you pull it, and to see the satisfaction of actually seeing it go from this mold of nothing to this elastic, light, airy thing. It's and to know that you did it with your hands, there's a satisfaction that comes with it.
Satisfaction. So you've been like a baker. So you're still busy with a different things, but maybe baka magano ka na ng bake shop in the future.
No. That's not for me. There are a lot of people who've kind of been so enterprising and entrepreneurial and and I guess discovering that they really had a knack for this.
Yeah.
Started businesses and they started selling and delivering and really made something out of their baking. And I am not one to take that away from anybody. I do it for fun. I do it for it's a creative outlet. It's another way, I guess, to be artistic and creative and to channel your energy. Yeah. But it's not something that I would do to
as a career.
My grandmother, if she was alive today, she probably would try to figure out a way to do it. That's not for me.
Which brings me now to Carla, because I know Carla cooks a lot. I know because Carla, I always watch her in her cooking. But you've been also trying to stay fit. So, a lot of us are gaining weight now and you're still cooking and staying fit. How do you do it? And what's been keeping you busy? And, how do you stay positive?
I'll be honest, nothing really changed that much with regards to my routine. Pre-COVID, even up to now. Because ever since before naman, like Manang Leia, because of our job, we have to have this self-preservation. We have to be in self-preservation mode. Yeah. So I don't like going out. I drink sometimes, but when I go out, it's really piling-pili. You know, like just for coffee or for dinner with friends, but it's super pili. So I'm really also a homebody, and I really cook 3 times a day, sometimes 4. I really work out 4 times a week. I do all these. I've done all these things every day, and I would do live shows every day pre-COVID. So ang naiba lang siguro this time is I started selling the food that I was cooking because normally I'd really cook like pang party. Tapos kasi there's 17 people in my house. Well, 16 na lang ngayon kasi umuwi na yung isang caregiver ng dad ko. But we have 16 people here, 7 family ko, and then 9 yung staff. So
9 staff. Oh my God. Ano yan? Parang mini hotel ka na dyan, ah.
The thing is, because we opted to keep all of them, especially during the quarantine, because, naawa kami kasi, okay, you have a choice. You can go home to your families, but unfortunately, we won't be able to afford to pay you anymore because, they opted to stay. They sacrificed their families, bless them, but at least we were able to help them that way by continuing to give them the funds that they needed to keep their families alive. Yeah. But yeah, since I had during the entire quarantine season a household of 17, I don't really, in my household, kasi since I do the budgeting also, my parents live with me. And then syempre 5 kami, that's chef and me, and then our 3 kids. Yeah. So, and then our staff, I don't have a separate budget for the food of the staff kasi I believe mas nakasave ako na isang bandehado yung lulutuin ko, tapos pare-pareho yung kinakain namin.
Okay, yeah. So,
usually naman, the stuff I make naman normally is the regular meat, fish, gulay. So,
home-cooked meal.
It's isang pang party talaga. So I have this thing that I give away food also to my friends because that's my way of showing my love to them. Like I taste my food kasi since I don't go out, I don't get to hang out with you guys. I'll just send you my food so you'll feel my love.
Yeah.
But then because of what's happening, syempre I've never really. I've always been financially independent. I don't really touch the money that my husband gives me for myself. So any luho that I have, anything that extra that I want to buy in the supermarket, I use my own money kasi I work din naman.
Yeah.
But because of this during the quarantine period, the lockdown, I didn't have work. Sabi ko, nako, I need to make money. Nako, paano ko nabibili itong pang para sa skin ko, paano ko nabibili itong mga scrub ko. Nako, yung facial care center, binibenta nila yung facial ko na scrub. Sabi ko, nako, paano ko bibili? Magbibenta ako ng food. Sige. So I started making my kalyos and my baked macaroni. Sabi ko, yung pinakamabilis kong magagawa na i-budget pero isang bandehado magagawa ko and it's sellable. So I was able to at least, maintain my luho, my vanity by selling the food that I
with your cooking. And I heard you cook very well. Godfrey told me before in Cebu that ikaw daw talaga yung chef. Hindi ikaw daw nagturo sa kanya. Totoo ba yun?
The truth is, Godfrey and I got married. He was only 21 when I married him.
Oh,
yeah. 21, I was turning 25. And of course, ever since before pa, nagluluto talaga ako. And I would cook, when we were still mag-boyfriend, I would cook for him, of course, ganyan, tikim-tikim. And then when I moved to the States and he followed me, he had to replace me dun sa restaurant na pinagtatrabahuan ko because I was gonna give birth already. So I was telling the manager, look, if I have to go already. I have to, rest already. But if you need a replacement, can my husband come work for you?
Wow.
But they said, what's his...
freeze.
Oh, that's okay. She'll be back.
His training. Sabi niya, can he wait tables?
Yeah.
Wait, she'll be back. Give her a minute.
Freeze.
Yeah, I had to change my camera. I think
This happens.
Yeah.
Anyway, my next question was for Gian. Gian, ikaw naman, I mentioned I watched Huling El Bimbo and it was one of the best local musicals that I have seen. What's your routine nowadays since ECQ? Since, walang theater, there's, social distancing. What's keeping you busy and positive nowadays?
Well, because it's been different also since I'm really usually I'm a full-time artist also locally
Yeah.
here, and this is really like my main source of yeah, income. Just like any other job, and
Mm-hmm.
it's also something that is suddenly closed now, and nothing's really happening, diba? So parang I had to cope and make myself busy with some other things. Uh, by well, one is like I started like selling coffee or like starting to like update myself online and like joining different types of streaming apps and then really like exploring other options and whatnot. And really, my routine has been still well exercising and like trying to make more music, at home like that. But at the same time, unlike Carla, for example, who was like it didn't change, right? Ako nagbago kasi I like going out eh. I like going to the beach on the weekend. I'm the type of person na pag walang trabaho dito sa city, I'm out right away. Punta ako agad sa beach. Or I always travel I always travel abroad actually because my partner is from Australia. So I usually go half of the year in Australia when I'm not here. And then I come back here if there's a musical like El Bimbo. And then after that, I leave right away. Parang ganun nangyayari. So
So,
it's been a different type of coping also for me because I'm experiencing like, for example, long distance relationship. Medyo mahirap din yun.
yeah,
Tapos,
I heard your girlfriend is not here. I heard she's Australian.
she's
So
so yeah.
you
So
haven't
she's
seen each other during the whole ECQ, or when was the last time you saw each other?
her last February. But the thing was, I knew that we were gonna have this long distance relationship because she got work in a cruise, and then the cruise got canceled, and then from the cruise, they were all sent home. And the day that she got booked to come here to the Philippines, biglang nag-lockdown lahat.
Oh no.
Hindi rin siya makauwi dito sa Pilipinas. Kasi syempre, Manila is also her home na rin eh. So parang pabalik-balik kami. So parang yung sitwasyon ko rin na, syempre, di ba tayo, we want to travel or like we all have different types of relationships na, di ba, that maybe makes us travel somewhere else. All of those things are really in a new circumstance. And
Yeah.
online is the way.
It's so different now, yeah.
Online is the way to cope with it or to deal with it. But yun nga eh, parang we have to be positive and really like try to make plans somewhat moving forward in all of this. And that's the hard part also because making concrete plans in the future is also very indefinite for everybody. Like even if it's a business or your relationship or your music or a musical.
We
Like
don't know yet. We don't know yet when we can do everything, all these things that we want to plan.
Yeah.
I don't know yet. I don't know yet. It's like we were supposed to do carousel for repertory and it got moved and then it got moved.
Yes.
It got moved like 3 times. So it's like that. So but at the same time, we have to I guess like make the most of what making the most of
Adjust.
it and adjust. Yeah. And slowly, well, after ECQ, there's GCQ. Little things that have opened up or like have like readjusted to this temporary normal.
Yeah.
Temporary new normal. It's
Not temporary. I hope it's really, MGCQ ngayon, and then it's MGCQ. I don't know when it's really gonna be normal. Nobody knows for now. Anyway, thanks, Gian. Let's talk about your industry. While we're waiting for Carla.
Oh, yeah, she's coming back.
Yeah, she's coming back. I can see her now. You're about the music and the entertainment industry, Leia. What do you think is the effect, of course, of all of us? There has an effect of this situation now. And how do you see it moving forward? Or maybe after the situation, I don't know when the vaccine is coming, or maybe after restrictions are lifted. Do you think it will still be there will be a major change to when it comes to your industry, or will it still go back to the way it used to be? What do you think, Leia?
My belief, I mean, I was having a long conversation with Bobby Garcia with regards to this because he had a musical that was actually supposed to open the band's visit. It was supposed to open, and then they couldn't open. They had their last dress rehearsal. I think it was on a Thursday. They had it, but only for family and friends. And even then, there was already social distancing inside the theater.
Yeah.
I got to see it. And it was just so beautiful. So the heartbreaking part was just watching all these actors work so hard to have nothing really to show for it. And that's pretty much the story of the entire industry. Everything just totally shut down, stopped completely. If there were any shows, I had a tour that was planned for April and May, and I couldn't travel. Everything that I had scheduled for the rest of this year has been canceled. And everything abroad, my manager was able to move everything. So we reset concerts and concert dates for 2021. So we're just taking the rest of this year off. Effectively, my year's done. Before it even started, it was all done. Which is pretty much how everybody is having to deal with this. But I think the people that are hit the hardest are the ones are freelancers who don't have regular income, and so the industry is, I think, responded quite beautifully with an initiative called the Artists Welfare Project. Yeah, and so there have been numerous charity efforts and fundraising efforts in order to help those in the industry that have been the hardest hit. In the United States, there's the Actors Fund, which has been around forever. But with COVID, I think they have found themselves to be more needed and more important. It's just one of those things. But if there's any lesson to be learned from 102 years ago, which was the 1918 Spanish flu pandemic, is that life will go on, that life will come back, and things tend to bounce back with a vengeance once it's safe, and once we are allowed, and once there are vaccines. And I think as long as the medical system is not overwhelmed, then we'll be able to manage this. But for now, it will be possible to return to doing what it is that we loved, but there may have to be adjustments and evolution and new protocols in order for us to get back to work and doing what it is we feel we were placed on this earth to do. And it's hard not being able to have that regular artistic outlet that you've chosen for yourself, which is, for me, it's singing and acting on a stage. And it's weird to go 6 months with only very little bit of live performing. It's a very strange thing. I don't think I've gone this long without performing. It's
So I've seen you a lot. You've been doing, the music industry. I've seen a lot of artists doing this virtual singing. And then Gian, I saw a post of yours. I think it's PLDT, but all of you were wearing masks. What was that? Is that do you still have gigs? Virtual gigs or events like that?
Yeah, that was actually very surprising, and very, very grateful to be able to be part of something like that, because companies like, for example, like PLDT came up with this. PLDT at home, for example, and then they featured some artists, and our national artist, Mr. Ryan Kebya, Maestro, and I was part of that. And it was really just basically putting up a real, somewhat, like a show, taped somewhere in a location, and it was streamed live on a Facebook
I saw it. Yes.
For their users, for the PLDT subscribers. And it was also somewhat like a party also for MVP's birthday, a part of it also. So it was also something that came just like as a surprise, because wow, they really made the way to do it. So if this can be made, like if there's a way to do something, like an event like this, and they would be able to compensate artists like how it was before, just like if it was like like a concert with tickets, for example, then it really showed somewhat hope that there's like this. Is it a new normal thing that probably like an
For
innovation?
now, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think at least you still have, I guess you still have work, even if it, the creativity in doing entertainment now is something that came up that we've never seen this as much, singing online before, concerts, fundraisings, everything online. So I think it's that's the positive side. That's the silver lining also that came out of it. And Carla's back. I can see.
Hi. I'm so sorry.
Hi.
I apologize. I had some technical problems.
Yeah, it's okay. We were just talking about how the industry is doing now, is coping up now. What about you? Aside from family and cooking, and how do you keep the kids busy? Or I mean, I know Godfrey is back in the hotel.
Godfrey's back at work. He's been living there in Resorts World.
Yeah.
Because it's hard for him to go home. Because my parents are both senior citizen, and one of my housekeepers is a senior citizen. So I don't want them, I want to keep them safe. So yeah, my kids have been busy because I have two grade 11 and 12 children. And well, of course, they had their 1 month break. But after that, they started doing online stuff.
Yeah.
And then Oreo, on the other hand, is an artist. So he likes to draw a lot. He likes to dance. He's very much a little Godfrey, except that he doesn't like to cook. That's the only difference. But he keeps himself busy, and he has some activities. He doesn't really like Zoom workshops.
Zooming.
Those workshops online. He doesn't like that. He prefers to have actually either watching a video that's it's just him, or him learning something like from National Geographic or something like that. But for some reason, I think he got that personality of Godfrey and mine, that we don't really want to go out. There are times when we just want to be by ourselves. If we want to learn something, we'll just do it by ourselves. We don't really want to have to interact with people. He has that personality. So when he wants to learn something, he prefers to do it by himself instead of having someone to teach him.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But my kids are pretty busy. My kids are pretty busy.
Godfrey. Yeah, mana sa inyo ni Godfrey.
Micromanagers.
Yeah. Yeah. Leia, sometime in May, I saw your post where you ask your followers also to share a photo and then share what they're dreaming about doing again with the hashtag.
Dream again. LS Dream again.
I saw that.
There's a reason for it.
Yeah. How did that go, and what were the most interesting, entries that you got from that?
There were a lot of frontliners actually that sent entries.
Okay.
So yeah, in full PPE, they took a picture of themselves with holding up the sign, and it was interesting. It was like a range of things. There was one that really struck me. Something about being able to do something without feeling paranoid. That line was the one that hit me, and it was like, yes, all of us can absolutely relate to this, because I think right now everyone is feeling that yung parang mga normal na activity that you engage in could very well get you sick. Whether it's going out to eat with your friends, or shopping, or doing your groceries, or doing your errands, or just existing as a human being, could very well get you in some serious health trouble. But the nice thing is that there were people who were hoping that they'll be able to hug their nieces or their nephews and be able to get back on stage. In the case of one entry from a friend of mine, then there are this, mag-asawa na hiwalay. Yung isa is in Australia, is in Melbourne or Sydney, and then the other one is in New York. So they're going through the forced long distance relationship thing. So I think the hope is not the thing that struck me, it's like it's not necessarily that return to normal, but it's a return to those things that we've taken for granted. Being able to spend time with your family whenever you want. Those things were taken away. You know, to be able to do something without feeling this anxiety and paranoia, and, you know, being able to just do what it is you love, without reservation. I think that's what people are dreaming about. Again, it's not anything lofty. It's not anything, hindi naman kataas-taasan yung mga panaginip ng tao. I mean, it's really simple. It's really basic. It's just, I want to be able to do these things that I took for granted, which I now realize were important, and these are things that I miss. Yeah. So that's how that turned out.
Very interesting. Let's talk about travel naman.
Travel.
Yes, traveling now with the pandemic. Kasi I know a lot of people, there are so many surveys that we did in the hospitality industry, and people are really, you know, wanting to travel, ready to go out, but, you know, bawal. So, see, Carla, what do you think? Once all restrictions are lifted and we can go, kasi ngayon bawal ang leisure travel eh. Once this is all lifted, how do you think, Carla, will the situation, this situation change the way people travel now? And then where do you want to go to first and why?
I'm going to go to Boracay first, to Crimson Boracay.
Yeah, once it opens, then you can go.
I'm gonna go back there. Godfrey took me there last. We spent Halloween there because that was the time when his dad was in the ICU, and his dad was on his bed, and Godfrey was a wreck. He was a wreck, and
his father.
We said he needed to get away. I said, don't. I said, don't we have that package that you repurchased for Crimson? I said, let's do this. Let's go there because you need to clear your mind. And it was the perfect place for us to go to. You know, Leia, Gian, you guys should go there when it opens. It is a beautiful, beautiful resort. Of course, the food is good kasi si Godfrey ang nag-benchmark ng pagkain doon.
Asawa niya yung nag-conceptualize ng resort.
Yeah, but it's glad. Yeah, it was just so relaxing. So yeah, and I wanna do this. Because of the economy of the Philippines, medyo bumaba talaga siya. I wanna try to, if ever I'm gonna travel again, I wanna travel within the Philippines. You know, I've been to Siargao, but I was there just for 2 days and it was for work, but I do want to explore Siargao. I want to go back to Cebu, of course, and I want to go to Palawan. I want to go to all these different places. I want to go to the Ifugao Mountains. Ang dami kong gustong gawin because sabi ko nga, yung nangyayari ngayon, parang life is parang ang bilis-bilis ng panahon. We don't know what's gonna happen. You know, our country is so beautiful. Parang i-explore muna natin yung bansa natin bago tayo pumunta.
Correct. Ikaw, Gian, what do you think are the immediate plan? What are your immediate plans once travel restrictions are lifted, and where will you want to go first, whether local or international?
Australia.
Alam ko na.
I was
for obvious reasons.
Last June, I had the ticket. I was supposed to go to meet Melissa, my partner, in Iceland. June 7 was her 50th.
Iceland. Okay.
To go to Iceland. And then that obviously did not happen. So, so I'm going to go to Australia. And then I can't go to Australia.
Parang obvious ba?
I have to go to Australia. Or if not me going there, it's her also coming here because let's say, she also wants to come here, but she wants to come here to go to the beach. Like, she wants to go to Boracay.
Sabay-sabay na tayo mag-Boracay.
Parang ganun.
Yeah, bring her there. What about you, Leia? Where is your next, what's your plans after? I know you're a homebody, but I'm sure you also want to travel. Where do you
I actually do miss it. But most of my travel has been for work. And I know that when I get back to traveling, when I get back to work, when I get to do concerts again, I think the first travel will be here in Asia. It will be either Hong Kong, it will be Singapore, because I still have like pending concert dates. I mean, I have to check my schedule to see if that's still going to happen. But definitely travel to the US. Because I was telling my manager, the numbers over there are going up. Do we really want to go to America right now? It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And there are so many countries that are like, nope, the Americans cannot come in because they can't get their numbers under control. And you know, that's going to be an arbiter of whether or not you're going to let tourists into the country. It's sad, but that's just the reality we're living in. I do like Carla's suggestion that we should, you know, try to pump as much money into our local economy by traveling within the Philippines. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, there are people who come from abroad to come here because of the beaches, because of the mountains, because of the surfing. The resorts are world class. So there obviously is interest from outside to come here because of how beautiful this country is. And that's never ever been an issue. So I'm hoping that, you know, it will be nice to finally get to see Balesin, to see what the fuss is all about, because I've only heard nice things about it from a lot of friends. I still have never been to Boracay, like ever in my life. Ever. I'm not a beach person. I mean, I'm not really a huge fan of the beach. Which is why I'm so fair-skinned. I think I don't like the sun very much, just in general as a human being. But yeah, it's definitely a place that I would like to see. So at least I can say, yes, I've been, yes, I've seen it. But yeah, I mean, I'd much rather go up to Baguio, where it's nice and cool, where it's the mountains and the air is clean. And I have some good friends that live up there now, so that's incentive for me to head up. So
yeah, Baguio's nice also, and I heard the cases there are very low, and one of the successful places that are, you know, coping with the situation quite well compared to the other cities here. So anyway, at this point, I also want to share with you guys all our you know, our AVP. We want to encourage and reminisce the fun of traveling really with people, because a lot of people are wanting to book, but you know, we gotta inspire. We can't really sell anything to them now because nothing is moving. But we created a video basically to inspire future business. Basically, go local, go domestic, but of course we promote our hotel. So please watch this.
Here comes the sun, little darling. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. It's alright. Here comes the sun, little darling. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright.
So there, I
Very
hope.
nice. Very nice.
Yes.
Nakakaiyak, Carmela,
Oo nga eh.
nakakaiyak.
Parang
You know,
di ba, the
yeah,
resorts
I
are
mean,
closed now.
not just for you guys, I mean for all the establishments now, na hospitality tsaka sa entertainment, nakakalungkot talaga. I mean, at least na kami sa entertainment, kahit pa paano, we have an outlet, you know, we're able to perform online.
Correct.
And it's for the resorts now, it's only really the ones with restaurants that are outside, you know, yung may direct access sa labas, ang pwede mag-open talaga. But there's such a beautiful ABQ there. And
I know, that's why
we really look forward.
That's why our goal really is to, you know, to continue to inspire people to, you know, when things are okay or when travel restrictions are lifted, that they travel again. Because right now, if the hotels are closed, a lot of our employees are, you know, we're on work pay cuts now. We work 2 days a week, some 3 days. If you know you have guests in the hotel, of course there's 50% of the employees lang are working, but everyone's of course looking forward to going back to work. You know, this is what we do in the hotel. We serve people. So I hope that's why we created this video, and then we're running it through the social media, because hopefully in the next few months, and people will be traveling again, and of course we welcome them back our hotels. And at this point, I would also like to talk about our, in connection with local traveling. People are continuing to plan their travels now, but cannot really put a date to when. You know, they want to travel pero walang date. So we're launching this program now. We call it the Crimson Resorts and Hotels Vacation Investment Program, basically, or the fund and travel. So the concept of it is we're offering very good rates, very great deals for the Crimson hotels, which they can buy now, but they can use it within 1 year. So, you know, they can schedule it within a 1 year period. And the deals are really, really good deals, because instead of the usual, you know, room and breakfast, now we're throwing in lunch or dinner. We're throwing resort credits such as the spa, beach recreations, and then even in Azure, Carla, in Azure Beach Club, we're giving 50% or happy hour for the whole day, from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. happy hour, if they buy this package now. So we're offering it until August only. It's basically 5 tiers of rates. If there's 25,000, 35, 45,000, 50,000, and 100,000. So aside from the resorts, we also have the Alabang here. Leia, you mentioned you came to Alabang already. In Alabang, we are also offering the rates. Of course, for maybe 25,000, I think that's a 7-night stay with a lot of perks, food and beverage, and discounts. Yeah, and they can use it. You don't have to use it like 7 nights dire-diretso. You can use it
you can break it up.
Okay.
Yes. Correct. So for the 100,000 deal, for example, that's 10 nights in Boracay or in Mactan, but you don't have to use it one time, or you can bring your whole clan, your family, for example, five rooms for 2 nights each. So that's 10 nights already. So
that's nice.
That's why. So that's why I'm calling it the investment vacation program, or the fund and travel. And this is only until August 31, 2020, but you can use it for a period of 1 year. So for more details, please go to www.crimsonhotel.com/fund and travel, or call any of our Crimson hotels directly. I think they will show the details on screen. So anyway, back to our guests. That's just a little advertisement on the, you know, from the hotels. Before we end the show, syempre, this is Candid with Chroma. And like in our previous episodes, we try to ask very candid questions to our guests. And I just want to request each one of you on, for example, let's start with Gian. Gian, you're so quiet there. Okay. If you were to, nami-miss mo na yata si Melissa eh. Napaisip na bigla.
Napamuni-muni bigla.
Napamuni-muni. If you were to describe the first half of this year, January to now, July, what song or what tune would you be singing it? And maybe you can sing it for us. A little ano lang.
Kasi talaga heavy metal talaga eh. Pero
Puro angst yung ano.
Heavy metal. Okay.
joke lang. Well, I thought of this song, Candid, pero may dalang gitara.
Siyempre. Always prepared. Boy Scout ang tawag dyan.
There's this song. It's called 93 Million Miles. And it's actually when we were watching the video, I also remembered this song now because it's called 93 Million Miles. And it's actually from here to the sun. And it's just like it's a song that really reminds me that it's a time to really just be looking forward and looking at the bright side of life right now, because that's the only way we have to be looking at all of this, because it's for our own good too and for everybody's sake, because we're not alone in our problems. Everybody around the world is experiencing the same thing. So here, I'll give an excerpt of the song and hope you like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
"93 million miles from the sun. People get ready, 'cause here it comes. It's a light, a beautiful light, over the horizon into your eyes. Oh my, how beautiful. Oh, my beautiful mother, she told me, son, in life you're gonna go far. If you do it right, you love where you are. Just know that wherever you go, you can always come back home." "240,000 miles from the moon. Come a long way to belong here, to share this view of a light, a glorious night, over the horizon of the bright sky. Oh my, how beautiful. Oh, my refutable father, he told me, son, in life it may seem dark, but the absence of the light is a necessary part. Just know you're never alone. You can always come back home. Home. You can always come back. Every road is a slippery slope. There is always a hand that you can hold on to. Looking deeper through the telescope, you can see that their home's inside of you. Just know that wherever you go, oh, you're never alone. You can always get back home. Home. 93 million miles from the sun. People get ready, 'cause here it comes. It's a light, a beautiful light, over the horizon and into your eyes.
Thank you!
Akala ko ba excerpt lang, kinata mo yung buong song.
Oh,
Binuo mo na eh!
Oh my, thank you, Gian. That was so nice. Beautiful. You can always come back home. Ang ganda. Iba naman, Carla. Iba naman sa'yo. If you were to choose a song or a tune to wish for the coming days, how would you sing it? Future ka naman. Si Gian kasi current situation.
Ako kasi, Carmel, I'm a very positive person. I always look at the good that will happen after whatever tragedy or whatnot. So and my go-to song is always Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
Ah, okay. Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
A short excerpt. A cappella lang, hindi ako marunong mag-gitara eh.
Okay lang, okay lang, okay lang.
Gitarahin mo
lang.
ako.
Excerpt
Pero
from the...
Nahiya ako, nandito si Leia. Oh my God.
Gusto mo umalis muna ako para makakata ka na maayos?
No. You know what? Every time I'm doing a show and Leia's in the audience, I always tell the cast, wag niyo sasabihin sa akin kung manunod si Manang kasi good luck sa performance.
Pressure ba? Pressure.
Yeah, but my laugh normally gives me away, so they find out in the first 30
Yes.
seconds that I'm
And
in the
most
audience.
often than not, most of my shows are comedies. So you hear Manang Leia, they're laughing. Okay, I shall try.
Go. You can do
okay. Excerpt lang.
Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops and way above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, birds fly over the rainbow. Why, oh, why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh, why can't
Wow, beautiful! Ang taas ng pitch. Ang galing-galing.
Linis!
Oo. Hindi na kailangan ng practice.
And I'm sure Leia knows this. Of course, the leading ladies and I, that's me, Sheila Valderrama Martinez, Yana Laurel, and Chris Villongo. Leia is she's not even she's our inspiration. She's our model.
Idol.
Lahat, talagang papanoorin namin siya. How does she sing this particular vowel? Paano yan? Parang ganito yung, ganyan pala. Kaya pala ang sige, gagayahin na namin na parang tama rin yung mga intonation namin.
Down to the vowel.
Yes.
So perfect pitch, talaga perfect pitch. So
powerful.
And every vowel, iba yung technique niya kung paano niya papalabasin yun para malinis. So talaga pag-aaralan namin yan. Tika, rewind. Paano yan? Ganyan. Okay, go. Try na natin. That's a true story.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
No, it's true. Of course, our viewers also want to hear, if you Miss Leia Salonga, if you were to choose a song or a tune that you will to wish for the coming days after all this, pandemic, what would it be? What song would you?
I have one. It's gonna be pretty obvious which song it's going to be. Also, it was recently used for a Globe My Business ad. Yeah, and actually when I first heard the demo, which Arnold Buena, who works with Hit Productions, when he created the demo of the music, I was floored because it was for saluting all of the small and medium businesses that were looking forward to opening. And the song that was chosen was Tomorrow from Annie. And it's just one of the most optimistic pieces of music ever written. And it took on a very different meaning when it was used for these ads. It ended up not just being, the song from a little kid, very innocently looking forward to tomorrow. But when you come from the point of view of somebody in their 40s, going through with this pandemic and wondering, are we going to be able to get businesses back? So it's kind of in line with what you guys are trying to do, that there are so many businesses, large, medium, and small, that are looking forward to opening again. Excerpt lang to, hindi ko bubuuin. Okay. When I'm stuck with a day that's gray and lonely, I just stick out my chin and grin and say, the sun will come out tomorrow. So you gotta hang on till tomorrow. Come what may, tomorrow, tomorrow, I love ya tomorrow. You're only a day away. Tomorrow, tomorrow, I love ya tomorrow. You're only a day away. Ta-da!
Thank you so much, Mia. This is amazing. This is probably my best episode ever. And the song is really so perfect. Perfect for, what everybody's looking forward to, a brighter tomorrow. And awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, Gian, Carla, and Leia. Renditions of your beautiful songs. Iba talaga yung Pinoy. Iba talaga kayo. Pinoy. When it comes to singing, I really salute our talent, our Filipino talent. Of course, our three guests today are one of the best in the industry. Thank you so much, Leia, Carla, and Gian for indulging us. Especially our viewers with your beautiful music. In times like this, really music is one that can really inject positivity to everyone and good vibes. And this is very good vibes to our lives, and being negative and just staying positive. And it's people like you, like friends like you, thank you so much, we really look forward to seeing on stage soon. And your shows, I watch all your plays. I live very near Resorts World, CCP. Of course, when it's Leia, when she has a play, I'm always there. So before we close today, I just want to maybe get your last message of encouragement to our viewers to keep their hopes high during this, situation we are in now. Maybe you can also make some announcements of, future shows, gigs that you are going to do. So maybe let's start with Carla.
Okay, at the end of the day, guys, it's all about, we don't know when this is gonna end. We don't know when everything will go back. I don't even think it's gonna go back to the way we know it as normal, but it's really at the end of the day being mindful of the people around you. So just go out, when you go out, wear a mask, keep proper hygiene, wash your hands, don't go out unnecessarily, keep the social distancing, lalo na ngayon, magta-travel na yung mga tao. I think we should this is good discipline, I think, for the country, for our countrymen. Let's start being more mindful of people around us and for ourselves. And don't worry, there's something good that's going to happen after this. That's how I'd like to think of it. This is an experience. This is, it may be a tragic experience, but God closes the door, He opens a much bigger window. So don't lose hope. Super prayers lang, guys. Prayers and good vibes. There's so many things happening in our country, around the world, that's not good. That's keeping us, driving us crazy. But try to stay sane. Keep yourselves busy. Use this chance to bond and have fun with your family. So, ayun lang.
Totally agree. Thank you, Carla. Gian,
can I plug? I also have a talk show.
Yeah, go ahead.
An online talk show.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. It's the @Active Moms PH Facebook page. I co-host this with one of my best friends, Trisha Canilao, and we have guests who are active parents. Could be a mom, could be a dad. We've guested Gian, so we talk about how we cope with being locked down with our family, what we can do to keep ourselves busy, what we can do about homeschooling and all that. So if you guys can join us, again, that's every Wednesday, 9 p.m. at Active Moms PH Facebook page.
At Active Moms PH Facebook page. Okay, every Wednesday. Thank you, Carla.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Gian. Any last message and announcements also?
Well, first of all, thank you, Carmela, for making me part of
My
this.
pleasure, our pleasure.
And well, I guess I just want to share that for me, and I guess I can speak for a lot of people also that now is a time for supporting each other. May it be like in a small business or whatever endeavor it is, online or whatnot, business. Ito yung panahon ng bayanihan. And part of bayanihan is also taking care of each other by health-wise or like emotionally, support group tayo lahat dito ngayon. So panahon
Yes.
ng positivity. And yun nga, as Leia said, tomorrow is actually a whole different meaning now. And which brings me also that, I guess sa lahat mga kababayan natin and people all over the world, one thing that's always constant and one thing that we always look forward to, well, now we can look forward to is change for the better. And we can start that at, in our own homes. And I guess we just have to have that perspective of focusing on that and focusing forward. It's a good time to focus forward and just prepare ourselves to whatever we want to do. If ever things change in that circumstance, that is, I guess, the way we think or the way we want it to be again.
Yes. Any gigs or any thing you want to plug also?
Well, I'm on this app. It's an online streaming app called Kumu.
Oh my God, you're one of them.
If you want to see Gian recite from the Winnie the Pooh book.
Well, on Kumu. So I'm on Kumu at Gian Magdangal. So it's like one of those apps that's online streaming app where we're just ourselves there. Pwede tayo mag-hangout doon, magkwentuhan.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun actually. It's a lot of fun.
Fun, huh?
And,
all right.
And it's
Kumu, no? Kumu?
Yeah, parang kumusta.
Kumusta.
Kumustahan. Kumu. Oh, okay. I will watch that. Thank you, Gian. And of course, Leia. Miss Leia, what is your last message?
I have no gigs to announce. I'll stay that out off the bat. Nothing. My Bayanihan Musikahan is done. The fundraising of that is over. So right now I'm left to my own devices here at home, whether it's recording stuff. So I mean, if there's anything I can announce, I can't really announce it yet.
Yeah.
But there will be stuff being released down the pike as far as new music. So abangan na lang, I guess, for more announcements when we get closer to the date. The only thing I can leave everyone right now is, we're encouraging small, medium businesses to return. This is a new normal. I don't know for how long this normal is going to last. But while we are at it, we need to maintain physical distancing. I don't want to call it social distancing because we're still able to socialize. We just do it at a distance. So it's more like we have to keep physical distance in our more everyday activities, whether it's going to the grocery or doing your errands. And I think everybody knows by now what the safety protocols are. We just have to continue using them and staying safe. But I think the thing that's really going to get us through this is attitude. It's maintaining a positive but realistic attitude. Wag naman yung sobrang positive na it ends up not helping naman. And to be realistic about, what is it we really need to do. And I think one thing on the agenda is that once travel opens up and that we're able to do it safely, that we try to encourage travel within the country, and that if every hotel and restaurant is able to employ measures of physical distancing to keep everybody safe, to keep all the patrons safe, then those things should be done. But yeah, the country is at a very strange place right now. And everybody I know is frustrated and angry because of this, but this is a worldwide problem. It's not limited to the 7,107 islands of this country. It's like every country, literally every country in the world either has or is continuing to fight this. Some countries are doing much better than others. Others, the infection counts are still going up. But if there's any lesson from the 1918 Spanish flu pandemic, it's that it will eventually go away, but it has to happen with all of these safety protocols in place. There are things that happened like even back then that economies were opening too early, and so it prompted an even worse wave of infections, and it's already happened before. So we should be learning from that and trying not to make those same mistakes again. So it's not enough to say that we have to keep a positive attitude. That's important, but we also need to be practical and be realistic and take action with keeping ourselves and everybody else safe. Mask wearing, hand washing, physical distancing, and I guess learning how to smile, because when half your face is covered with a mask, your eyes are the only parts of your face that will be seen. And yeah, we need to encourage kindness and consideration and compassion and empathy for everybody, because we don't know what the next person is going through. And that's for all walks of life. Hindi natin alam kung ano yung mga nararanasan ng ibang tao. We just have to be kind to everybody.
Yes, thank you so much. I think you three all said everything that needs to be said on how we are supposed to handle the situation now. Thank you, Leah, for those very good words of encouragement to our viewers. Again, thank you, Gian, Magdangal, Carla Guevara. I will not miss the Guevara, Laforteza.
With one R.
Yes! Please, God, please!
Oo nga eh. 1 hour lang. Oy, kami tama. Yung iba, mali sila. And of course, thank you, Miss Leah Salonga. Thank you very much for joining.
Thanks, Carmela.
Yeah, I was really, really happy that you said yes. And you three said yes to this. Today's episode is really fun. It was a lot to learn. Good words of encouragement from people who our viewers look up to, and I hope to see you all in whether it's in virtual shows or ako mas gusto ko live.
There's nothing like it.
Of course, yes. So thank you very much. Of course, anytime for the three of you, you are all welcome to come to our Crimson and Quest hotels. Very welcome. Just let me know. We all need a break from this, and what better way to do it and to spend it in any of our hotels, of course. Crimson Boracay. Leia, you haven't been there. Crimson in Cebu. Mactan is also very nice, as Carla has been there. And Gian, hindi ka pa rin niya. I don't think you've been to any of our Crimsons. And of course, here in Manila, if you don't want the long drive and taking planes, we have a Crimson Philinvest City here, a 5-star deluxe here, right here in Alabang. We also have the Quest hotels. We have in Cebu. We have in Clark, Pampanga, with a golf course, a 36-hole golf course, if any of you guys play golf. And in Tagaytay, not so far away, on 1 hour drive, we have also Quest Tagaytay. So the choice is yours, Leia, Carla, and Gian. Just let me know. To our viewers, stay well, stay healthy, and let's all be positive all the time. And definitely, music can make a big difference in getting us all through this situation. Thank you for watching again another episode of Candid with Chroma. Have a great evening, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.